What's up, y'all? It's GT Jr.
And G Mama grows hard in the garden.
Yeah, so we just wanted to bring y'all a little bit of hydroponic information. I see that Songs done came up in here early, and she giving us some stuff that we can buy. So, okay
What?
then. All right then, Songs. What she
Can you
say?
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you,
Okay.
G Mama. Can y'all hear us? That's that's another question. Good God's glorious morning. I just had a crazy dream that the big box
I
store
just
was
figured
selling
it
them
out.
4-inch potted plants for $10. Them 4-inch potted plants for $10.
Hey, just grow with me.
Oh, hey, that just grow with me. How are you? She said she could hear us loud and clear.
Good,
Psalms
good,
also
good.
said it. And Homesteader Rachel is up in here. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing today?
What's going on,
So
y'all?
one of the I did this live before where I talked about hydroponics and some of the different systems and how it operates. But I was on one of the member live, um, 10, the Educated Natural, and someone had some questions that they wanted to ask. So I wanted to see if they were going to be able to come through so that we could discuss this a little bit further. And I think hydroponic brings a lot to the table
Yes,
when
it
it comes
does.
down to home gardening. We have, soil going to have a lot of bacteria, like it's a lot of things inside of the soil. But an alternate for me is going to be hydroponics. Soil is natural. It comes with its complications as well. But hydroponics, as long as I don't introduce like pesticides, I'm super duper okay with it. I will use a natural remedy. G Mama has talked about it. She has mentioned it. She has suggested it as far as like using the alcohol and applying it, when to apply it, reapplying it, all of those steps right there to take a more organic approach to bug infestation, pests, and things like that. Can
Right
y'all hear the
on.
music in the background?
I can hear it a little bit.
Okay, okay. Learning about this hydroponics, I have one now. So teach me. What questions do you have? I will show
Yeah,
you a
drop y'all
system.
questions in the chat. Specific so we can make sure that we understand the question.
Hey there, Bob Browning. How you doing? How you doing?
But yeah, as far as the alcohol and everything, you have to be very clean. Oh, I forgot to turn my notifications off. Sorry.
Oh,
But
that's it.
you have to be very clean when you're doing hydroponics. A lot of people don't show that side of it, but you have to clean in between your grows also, because you can't just put a plant in there and allow it to grow without taking care of its environment. And what I use majority of the time is hydrogen peroxide. That's my number one go-to because I can't really do the bleach. The chemical just does me in, and alcohol is the next best thing. Isopropyl alcohol. As far as cleanliness, it cleans a lot of stuff. So you just got to be very clean when you're dealing with hydroponics, so things don't grow and mess up your grow.
And I'm not one of the most cleanest people in the world. So I have
It happens.
complications. I have complications that could be avoided if I maintain my units correctly. And
Right.
it it's just the reality of the situation. I
Right.
have I have
And
had
sometimes you just don't have the time to do that. But
mhm,
this is
mhm.
where planning, if at all possible, comes in too. Because how I do my plans is on a certain day of the week, I deal with nothing but hydroponics. And this is what I'm focused on because I have a lot going on. I have semi hydroponics and I have my regular tower hydroponics. and they both require maintenance, and they both require different maintenance, and they have different plants growing in. Oh, guess what?
Mm.
My hashtag WIG 2023, my okra, it's still feeding me.
What?
I'm gonna show it to you. Yes, I am.
Okay then. Okay then.
It is still feeding me a year later. Do you hear what I'm talking about? Yes, I can
Mm.
walk by and grab me a good snack. They coming slower now because it's the winter time. I used to get like two, three at a time. Now I'm getting like one or two at a time. But yeah, we're still getting it good with this good okra plant up in here.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and start one because I had one in
Mm-hmm.
there and I got busy, and that's when it was like, whatever. But I definitely need to do a better job.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
And
show you that too because that's part of my semi hydroponics. When I actually started my semi hydroponics was for the hashtag WIG 2023.
mm, that's what's up. Yeah, definitely
Mm-hmm.
want to see that. Definitely want to
Oh
see that.
yeah.
So
Look, I want to put
what?
my chest out with that one.
Real talk, real talk. One of the things that G Mama mentioned is proper planning will have you more prepared. So
Yeah.
always remember that whatever you do in life, always use that as a guide for your life. But we're going to speak to a couple of people that are in here.
All right.
I, there's okay. Rambo, what's up with you, man? How you doing?
Hey,
I see
Rambo.
Rambo has the GTJR in there, and it actually drops his link because I got that Nightbot pumping. So that's what's up. And Psalm says the one question I can think of is what is an A and B solution? Well, a salt, from what I understand, it's a salt. A
A
salt like we have,
combination of salts.
like, I'm going to show you this real quick. They're a little dusty. Okay, so with all of everything has a measurement. When you have seeds, there's a measurement of how much weight is in this. And the same thing is true with nutrients. This is the raw line. The raw line is a salt as well, and this is a kelp salt, and it has an MPK measurement on it. Can't see it on 001. So it doesn't provide the N and the P as much, but it brings other things to it. So A and B is probably like a nitrogen. Like this nitrogen is
Right.
super duper much. Where is it at? It's you can't see it on here. It's like a 50-0-0. So that means
Right.
that you need to cut it really, really small.
Yeah.
So A and B is just a salt to be simple about it, and it tells you how much you should use. It says 5 milliliters because of the size of the system. And as you
Mhm.
get to bigger systems, you'll start to buy other nutrients, that are
Right.
water soluble. So yeah.
Because they don't tell you that either when you get these hydroponic units that the amount of nutrients that they give you is good enough for one grow, maybe two, depending on the plants that you have and the amount of nutrients that you use. And also, when you're using the nutrients, if you're not using all of the available pods, meaning if you have 8 pods and you're only using 4, you should not be using the full strength nutrients. You should dilute it even further down because you're not feeding as many plants. The directions are specifically for the amount of plants that is however many pods it is. If it's 8 pods, then that's the nutrients that's going to be supplied for that specific garden for that grow, and it's only going to be enough for that grow.
So true, so true. And as the plants mature, their requirements for food are going to be, they're going to vary.
Different.
It's just like with humans. Humans, we have three or four basics. I mean, straight basics: food, water, shelter. What do the plants need? They need the food, would come in the form of a salt. They need the water,
Mhm.
which is actually sitting in, and housing, meaning whatever facility you have it set in. So
Right.
just remember that food, and of course, sunshine. It needs some kind of light, some kind of distribution of light, and it has to be intense enough for the plant to thrive.
Right.
One of the questions I see is, Homesteader Rachel, how often do you put fertilizer in your hydroponic system? In the beginning, I put zero hydroponics in my system. When my seeds are first starting out, I don't use
You should start
any.
out with a filtered water or a distilled water in the beginning because seeds don't require nutrients to start.
Correct. And as my plants grow and mature, their requirements are gonna change. So
Right.
it's kind of hard to answer that question because it
Mhm.
varies, and it varies significantly. Each
Yes, it
system can be
does.
different.
And
Like
not
I
only
have
that,
two,
the plants too, because in
yes,
the beginning you want to give more nitrogen, which will be the end. But for when it's fruiting and flowering, you want to change it up to the phosphorus being higher than the nitrogen. And you almost want to eliminate the nitrogen completely because you don't want it to produce any more leaves. You want it to produce fruit. But in order to get a feeding schedule, you would have to watch the plant because the plant doesn't require nutrients at all times. The first feeding should probably come when it gets that first set or second set of leaves. Then you know it's time to feed it. After that, you should not just water until it gets another set of leaves. Then you'll feed it again, which should be in about 2 weeks or so.
and as your plant, like I have two different systems over here. I have one that is strictly leafy greens, so I don't have to worry about anything that's going to, fruit. It's just going to be nitrogen, and that's it. But with my other system that I started, it has peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, and other fruiting things. So when it starts to develop flowers, then I know that I need to pay attention to the life cycle of it, and I need to give it what it needs. It's just like with kids. When kids are small, you give them certain types of, nutrients. It comes from the breast to, maybe similar because of the age, and then start introducing little,
Oh,
like
milk.
mashed up carrots and oatmeal and things like that. So as the plants grow and as they develop, you start to give them more. As your child turns 16 years old, they might need a car. So
Right,
you have to give whatever that situation is, you have to give it what it needs to thrive. So
right.
yes,
Versus what the package tells you. The package may say every 2 weeks or every week, or the plant is not required that much nutrition. It feeds itself basically off of the air and the water and the soil or whatever medium that it's in. As long as that plant is green, it's good to grow. When it's having problems, it'll let you know. It'll start drooping. It'll start turning yellow. Then you question, hey, is it what is it? Could it be the water? Could it be the nutrients? Yeah. So you just have it's a lot of studying when it comes to plants, and people just don't want to do it. They just want to feed and go. And when do I give it this? And how much do I get it that? And it don't really matter because a lot of folks gonna do what they want to do anyway.
the truth for the matter, like with me
Right.
and the cleanliness. When it
And the
comes down,
measuring also because I'm a big calculator. So I require myself to measure everything. I can tell
mm,
you like a teaspoon or a tablespoon or a milliliter or yeah, I'm that deep because I have to know if I mess up how did I mess up? How much was it that I used that I messed up? If I'm just throwing handfuls in there or I'm randomly just watering it, and when it looked like it's, I ain't gonna never get the job done. Not in my mind. So I'm a big
That's
measurer. I measure
yes.
everything.
That would be just chaotic to go off of just that. You have to ponder, look at, examine, study the actual plant variety, what is in, what type of nutrients you just gave it. Is different when it comes from hydroponics and
Very.
soil. There's a big
And you can
difference.
overfeed too. And your plants will tell you when they're overfed because they will look the same. They will turn extremely green, greener than you've ever seen. And you'll be like, oh my God, my plant is so beautiful. Then it'll start drooping on you. You're going to be like, well, what's wrong? Because you feel green. Then it's going to start drying up. So it's going to go through phases when it's overfed the same way as if it's underfed.
Hmm. With soil, there's a buffer. There's something
Right,
to like absorb before the plants start showing signs that something is not correct and they don't like their environment. It's like
right.
when babies teeth and stuff like that, you know, they crying, so they letting you know that, hey, look at me, you know, pay attention to me. So
Right.
with hydroponics it's different because you know it sometimes it can be immediate and you're sitting there
Immediately.
like you're
And
panicking.
this is another thing that they don't say when you're doing hydroponics. Your tools. If you have tools on deck, you won't panic. Because if something goes wrong inside of the water, you can immediately grab, hang on, because I got one, a water meter.
Yep.
This is for hydroponics. They come in all shapes, sizes, and forms, and different. You need to measure your pH, the amount of food that is in the water. Yeah, this is hydroponics is seriously a lot of work. You have to want to be able to grow your food and understand what's growing on from the roots to the plants. And this will tell you if something is wrong with your water. And guess what else? They got one for soil. Yes, they do. I keep mine in here so I'll know where it's at all times, but I use it and I wipe it off as directed because if you don't and you throw it to the side, it's going to corrode and it's not going to work. The same thing with your meter. You have to clean it and you have to calibrate it. If you don't use
Say it
it for
again.
a long time, you need to calibrate this pen in order to get a correct reading or it's going to be off. If you drop it, you need to calibrate it. If you don't use it for a long time, you need to calibrate it. You just need to make sure your tools are in working order also.
Y'all heard her. I mean, that part right there, just you gotta listen to these steps. These things
Right,
are essential to have a successful growth.
right.
I use the
People don't
pH
show you these
meter.
things, but I guarantee you, if they have hydroponics, they got a pH pen.
Yes.
And
My
if
first,
they don't know what they're doing,
they just haphazardly just growing. When it
that
comes
part.
down to, and sometimes it just works in your favor, and that's
Right,
okay.
right.
But when you have a problem, being prepared actually gives you the upper hand, so that you don't waste
There
3 months
you
of your time. So
go. There you
just
go.
be cautious. Do not buy the cheapest pen on
Exactly.
whatever. Do
Don't buy
not
no
do it. I've
$5
done it.
pen, no
That
$8 pen.
that yellow and black one, do not buy it. I have bought 10 of them, and
Yeah,
I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why am I? It's not calibrating correctly, and it was because
right.
it was not.
Some products just don't work because they're cheap. You gotta, yeah, nah. And like he
And,
said, you ain't gonna figure it out till you go through about 10 of them, and you could went on and spent the little $40 and got four. I mean, got one, and you done
yep,
bought 10.
and proper care, just like with people that have like these BMWs and Lexus and all these luxury cars. I don't own one, but these luxury cars, they take care of them. They take them for maintenance. They take them for all types of things. They don't just oil and that's it. No, they actually
Mhm.
do tune-ups and all this type of stuff. You have to take
Mhm.
care of the things that you actually find that are precious. There are a lot of people in the chat. There's 19 people. We haven't spoke to many. We're gonna say something to the chat,
Appreciate y'all
and
for
then
being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thank you
yeah, thank you,
kindly.
thank you. And Jess with me says, "Well, I just now have lemon balm, roselle, and oregano coming up. Do I take it out and put it in pots? Coming up as in far as what? They just germinated. They're seedlings now. What are you trying to tell me a little bit more? And is lemon balm and roselle two different plants, or
And
is it lemon
oregano
balm
coming
roselle?
up. Do I take it out and put it in pots? Okay, to answer that question, if you are
Okay.
just um, germinating inside of a hydroponic unit, once that seedling has 4 leaves, that's when you take it out of there. If you are growing in your hydroponic unit, you don't need to take your seedling out. But I would recommend once it gets at least 4 leaves that you take it out and put it in some soil, because the bigger that it is, the more shock that it's going to be going into when you try to convert it over to the soil. And it's going to go through shock because of the fact that it's going from hydroponic water into the soil. So now the roots have to adjust to its new environment. So it depends on how big the plant is. And a lot of people do have good results with getting those big plants out of there and putting them in soil, but I wouldn't recommend you do that because it's going to take a lot longer for them to recover from the shock. At least if you put a small plant in and it dies, then you can do a new seed. It won't be a problem. But if it's you done wasted your time, well, I ain't gonna say you wasted your time, but if you done grew this plant for already 3 and 4 weeks, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that transfer it transfer transferring it from any environment to a new environment and it's different. It's just like with people. If we get a
Mm-hmm.
new boss and we change jobs, things are going to be, we have to make adjustments. So
Right.
everything comes with adjustments when the playing field changes. When we had all that sickness going around, well, I ain't gonna call it a sickness. When we had that little
Bug.
uh, yeah, the
Everybody was
little
getting that
bug,
bug.
we had that bug. We had to make adjustments because of what everybody assumed, what was being told, and all of those things. So everything
Mhm.
comes with adjustments. So just be
Right.
cautious when you're transferring. Y'all know what I'm saying. My mouth ain't working
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah. And the other part of her question is about the nutrients. If she didn't get any with the system, there are a lot, and I'm telling you, a lot of hydroponic. That's what I use right there. It's a lot of hydroponic nutrients out here on the market. My recommendation would be what me, myself, and GT Junior is using right here, and it's called Maxi Grow. This is the vegetative version. The blooming version to this is called Micro Bloom, and it's pink with flowers
Hmm.
on it. So that's the second half. Once your flowers come out of once your plants come out of veg, which is the green pack, they go into bloom, which is the pink pack. So you switch the nutrients. That's like the question that Psalms at A and B solutions. A and B would be veg and um, bloom. So those are our two fertilizers. And I would recommend that you use a water soluble fertilizer, which is a powder, because it will last longer than if you get the liquid that's already pre-made. Now you can get the liquid that's pre-made, and you can find some that are somewhat organic, but everything pretty much in hydroponics is synthetic. So yeah, good luck with that. But anywho, You can use, there are a lot of great lines that are liquid. I have used a couple, but due to my financial situation, I found that water soluble is the way to grow.
And there is a third part to the hydroponic line that me and G Mama use. There's the two that she mentions. Then there's like Maxi Bloom, I think it is. There's another one. I have all three. You can
Oh,
find
really?
them on. Yes, there's three. There's one that
Okay.
has more concentration on the phosphorus.
Oh,
That yes, it the nitrogen goes lower, and then the overall plant and the phosphorus
mhm.
is higher up. I
Okay.
have that one too. They sell it on Amazon. There's a three
Mhm.
part. It's 56 and some change for it, and you get
Mhm.
all three of them. There's
Oh,
only
yeah,
three
that's a good
left.
deal.
Yes, I don't
Dang.
know the size now. I did not pay attention to the size,
Right.
but there's three left.
Hmm.
And by the end of this, I'm going to go buy my dad one because my dad, I've
Right.
introduced my dad to hydroponics, and
Hmm.
he did good, and then he went on all these business trip vacations and stuff, and he
Hmm.
just had a whole bunch of mess because he
Right. It happens.
he thought it
It
was gonna be like
happens.
osmosis or something.
Right.
Like, what? Come on now, you got to do a little better than that. No, no. So we're gonna speak to a couple of people here. Hey, beautiful. My wife got home. Netta's Nest. What's up, Netta? And if y'all put GTJR in the chat, it will drop your link. And just what me says. So for beginning, what should we buy if we didn't get any solution with the G Mama just
Yeah, we
read
just
that.
answered that one.
Hey, Castings 55, what's up with you? How you doing? Grace and Fire with Glenda. Hey there, long time no see. Oh no, I seen you on somebody else's channel. That's right, I think. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for coming over. What's up, Jones
It's a
Truth?
nice
How you
thumbnail.
doing?
Hey, sounds true.
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. So let's get down this chat. Make sure that we're talking to people. Tia, go drum go. Hey there, how you doing? Oh, that's G Mama. She's the moderator in a lot of
Yeah,
people's
who said
channel.
that? Good day and guess. Oh, Tia Drum Girl. Hey, girl. You finally get a chance to see me. We always be kikiing in the chat, girl. It's me. G Mama Grows hard in the garden.
Oh, there go our dog right there. What's
What's
up
up,
with you,
sis?
Hudson? How you doing, girl?
Was
Hope
that
all is
loud?
well
It
with
seemed
you.
like I echoed or something.
Oh, we got a little too hype. That's all that is. That's heightness.
That part.
G Mom, she asked, "What's that tool called?" The
A pH meter. Yeah. Mine is pH and a EC reader. So I
EC.
do, yeah, for nutrients and everything. It's more than a 3-in-1, but you only really need the. If you're a nerd like me, then you'll get a 4-in-1 because you're gonna want to know everything, and I want to know everything. But you only really need the pH and the what I'm trying to say.
EC.
It ain't EC.
P8.
ppm.
Elect. EC.
ppm. No, that's
PC.
different.
It is.
Yeah, that's different.
I thought PPM and EC was the same thing. It just they give it. I didn't know that. See,
Okay,
I'm
see now
learning
this
too,
is
y'all.
where it would be I need some help. And I don't got no, yeah. But anywho, it could be.
I
It
thought the
could
EC.
be. All these letters and initials, yeah, could be. But yeah, get a good pen. Don't get no cheap one. That's the moral of the story here.
EC, from my understanding, is the measurements of salts in the liquids. So
Right,
you want to be able to calculate that to see if the plants are absorbing it correctly, if they have it available, and if you need to add more. So having
right.
a pen that actually grabs that tells you that is going to be essential. Now, I got this off of Amazon and it was like 28 bucks. And I'm going to
Hmm.
tell you, like
Yeah,
I
mine was
tell
about 30.
everybody, when you use it, clean it properly, sit it in the
Exactly.
liquids, sit it in the liquids if that's what your opinion calls for. Put it back though. You don't want to have
Exactly.
three of
Look,
them like me. I got three of them. Okay. I found
keep
the other one.
everything together. Don't lay your stuff down because these things jump off of calibration very easily, and you wouldn't know it until you went and got a crazy reading. And inside of this package, it has directions and instruction manual. It gives you guidelines and everything. Then it gives you an extra what should be the level, the pH level and everything. So you can't go wrong, even if you don't know. Make sure you get one that comes with instructions also, because it'll explain to you even more the range of where, yeah, of where your plants should be. pH and EC values. Yeah, it got both the values in here, the pH and the EC.
Yeah, mine's. I didn't know mine said this too. It says TDE. I mean TDS, total
TDS,
dissolved salt.
temperature, pH, yep, that's total dissolved solid.
Yeah,
pH,
yeah, yeah.
EC, and temp.
Total dissolved salts. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Angela Calloway. How are you? Thank you for Oh, it's afternoon where they at, huh? It's still morning here.
Oh,
Hey there,
okay.
EP. I mean LP. How you doing? How you doing? Hope all is well. Nettles Nest. I'll pass, but my husband is interested in hydroponics. It sounds like something. Oh, hell to be great at. No, people have had success with just like I have these two
Very
hydroponic
easy.
units. These are
Very easy.
simple plug and play type hydroponic
Yes,
units,
plug and
and
play.
it,
Very
it gives
easy.
you simple instructions. You can grow a good salad mix from just having these little systems and reading the directions. Now, if
Yeah,
you
the
want to
only
get
thing
into
it
some
don't tell
big
you is
stuff,
how to clean it. That's the only thing it don't tell you is how to clean it.
well, on some units they give you like a little bit of suggestions on how to maintain it and things like that. But G Mama is right; they don't give you like the the
Detail.
the um that.
Right.
But with these little hydroponic systems, there's no doubt that you can just grow and get a like I have things over here, but just salad mix, boom. But if you want to grow, like you want to get into some big stuff, like some
They got them as
cucumbers or
small as three
tomatoes,
pod units where you just grow three things in one unit.
so just introductions to understand it, and then just
Hmm.
as you gradually see success or failures, you do a little bit of research, 10
Hmm.
minutes on hydroponics with this TDS that G Mama and GT was talking about. It'll
That
take you
part.
10 minutes to just study that little part, then go and
Hmm.
look at pH, then look at just little things about hydroponics. In a month, a week
And
or 2 weeks, you'll
everybody
know
that has
you
a
have a
hydroponic
better
unit
understanding
knows. Yes.
of hydroponics,
And
a better
everybody that's
understanding
doing
of it.
100 hydroponic understands pH and everything and how important that it is to the plant. Every this it's just a fad, if you will, that people are getting these little gardening units because they weren't popular back in the day. Everybody wanted big and just big. But you can do hydroponics in as small as a mason jar and a net cup. And inside of the mason jar, it is not just water, y'all. There has to be some type of nutrient in that water in order for that plant to even grow. Otherwise, it's gonna be looking crazy. It's gonna be looking spindly. It's gonna be leaning over, turning yellow, and you're gonna be wondering why. But you can grow inside of a mason jar if you add nutrients.
Yes. But
Matter of
when you
fact, it's called
start,
the cracky method, which is
I
a
don't.
form of hydroponics.
That's the only one I don't use. Now
Really?
I use it. I'm just now I'll do like no. My chickens done ate one of the eggs. They laid an egg and they done got it. Damn.
Oh no!
Yeah, they going outside. But I'll sit my plant in a solution. I'll make up a compost tea with my worms and stuff, and that's a form of hydroponic. And it's a tiny bit of cracky, but
Right.
cracky. It just the distribution of oxygen in the water that I I don't use it often. I have
Right.
used it, but it's not.
And you know what?
It's
I used to be like that too. I used to be
mm.
like, it gotta be bubbles, it gotta be air. You know what? I done learned
Right,
a
right.
whole lot since then, and it do not have to be no air circulation in that water. You only need this much of an air pocket between the medium and the soil. I mean, and the plant in order for it to survive.
Yes. And when
And
she's talking about air roots. Air
right.
roots are very essential. Sometimes what people do is their system will get very low if they're using one of the pre-made ones or whatever, or they have a big system and they'll let it get real low and they'll bring it all the way to the top. You
Mm-hmm.
just drowned your plant. You
Right.
can't do that. You have to leave a
No,
area for the just
don't
the
fill it
roots
all the
to
way to the maxi line
yes.
or past the
You
maxi
need
line. Talking about I'm gonna give you some more time.
that. Oh, what's up with you, F. Smith Welch? Hope all is well. Hugo Homestead, what's up with you? How you doing? Don't forget, y'all, hit GT Junior grows it, and it will drop your channel link. Jane Doe is here. She is speaking to me
Thank
and G
you, Jane Doe.
Mama.
I see you drop my link. Thank you.
Just answered us about the germination, and I think G
Shawnee
Mama answered.
Grows. What's going on?
PIA, what's up with you? What's up with your Barry Storms, radios, and cats?
The world has a question about what nutrients. We just went over all the nutrients. Are you talking about powder nutrients, water soluble nutrients, or liquid nutrients?
Oh, now I can hear the music. Wow.
10, the educated natural.
What up with you, 10? What up, girl?
Storms, radios, and cats.
Yeah, that's that Barry. Yeah, so we're gonna continue to let y'all know that hydroponics is a way with everything that's going on with the inconsistencies of gardening, having a backup plan with hydroponics, understanding it is going to take a little time, but it's going to be worth the efforts. If you just put the energy into it, you'll get it, and you'll be like, oh, okay then. And your plants typically they can grow bigger, like the
and
rate.
faster.
Yes,
Faster.
and it's because you're not feeding the soil, you're feeding the plant.
And the nutrients are directly touching the roots and to be absorbed directly into the plant.
Yes.
And one more thing as far as tools. It's a lot of DIYs as far as lowering the pH in the water and raising the pH in the water. But those are temporary fixes because the shelf life isn't good on those. You really want to get what is meant for hydroponics to be used in hydroponics. In other words, you don't want to try and DIY.
Don't use no lemon.
Exactly, unless you're more advanced. And I said all of that to say this. pH. If your pH is off, there are solutions. One is called pH down, and the other is called pH up. pH down is an acid, and pH up is a base. Now, the DIY, as far as what I was talking about, they're going to say, oh, acid, you can use vinegar to lower your pH, which, yeah, it will, but only for a few minutes. The same thing with the base. pH up is what? Is base, bicarbonate, so baking soda. I don't know, but anywho,
Yeah.
don't do that. Do this.
And when you're
It's
making
gonna pay
adjust,
off, and
when
it
you're
don't take
making
but a
a
drop. You have to measure. This is where measurements come in, because you can make your plant too acidic, or you can make it too alkalinic.
now, when she's talking about pH up or down, most of the time, majority of the time, it's going to be adjustments with the pH down. Okay,
Mhm.
most of the time, from with
It depends on the
my experience.
water. Yeah, because I use a lot of pH up.
Oh, I have never
Yeah.
used pH up. I have
This is
always
my
used
second
pH down.
bottle of pH up, and this is still, my second bottle of pH up, and this is still my first bottle of pH down.
Okay, so I thought, see, that's why I say from my experience, I have
Mm-hmm.
never used pH up. I've always used pH down. And what I
Mm-hmm.
do is you get these little droppers. There's these little bitty
Right.
drop. I get them from the hydroponics store. They have a couple of different kinds. They have this little flimsy one that you can get, and it has it has a little measuring tool on it, a measuring guide on it, and it lets you know you want to use very, very little, and you want to make
I
sure
don't
that
use this.
yeah, that right there, that's one of them. And then they have the one
It's
with the
called a
rubber.
piping tool, and there are little measurements on the piping tool.
I didn't know it was called that. I thought it was
Yep,
called a
and
squeezy.
the cup comes on. The cup that comes on top of your solution is also going to have measurements on the cup also. So yeah.
For sure. And a little bit goes a long way. If you go
Like
too
drop.
far,
This is why
I'm
there's
talking about if you
droppers.
go too far, you will have to repeat the steps of going the opposite direction. So what I suggest, what I have done, what was recommended years ago is once you put that drop or two in there, you make sure that it's stirred up, make sure your bubbler is in there or whatever you're using. And then 30 minutes later, you measure and you see what actually has transpired. And then you make your adjustments. All right, baby, be safe.
I only get mine a couple of minutes. I don't wait 30 minutes.
I've done that
10,
and I've messed
maybe
up.
10 or 15.
I've messed up really bad. Like,
dang it. But yeah,
I'm talking about that 10 minutes. That 10 minutes off, and it probably a couple of factors that made it do that, but I lost a lot behind that. I lost a lot of plants, and this I ain't gonna even.
It happens. Because when I was there, I had
bad.
to start my whole batch over. Like, oh my God, I got to do all the water over because this don't make no sense how it is. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, what's up with your shiny 2003? I know I didn't get a chance to say anything to you. It's so good to see you too. Yeah, you too, man. Everyone is speaking to everyone. Hydroponics is something that everyone should know a little bit about. My Renaissance grandma, what's up with you? How you doing, ma'am? Hope all is well.
Is that what I said? What did I say it was?
Pipe something.
A pipette? I think I don't know. I see shiny girls that put it in there. I think I said that. I don't recall. Now.
Yeah, you. What's up with your J3GS Farms?
J3?
Yeah, you called it what it's called. I just didn't know. I thought it was just called Squeeze Thing. That's what I'm calling. Let me see. Devore Bat Zion. I'm gonna watch on TV so I can take notes. Thank y'all for covering this. They have systems available that can introduce you to it. G Mama has a pretty nice system. You can make your own system. Like G Mama was saying in the beginning, these hydroponic systems, like 7 years ago, it was expensive. Like my,
Yes.
my first aero garden, oh, gee willikers, I thought I was on top of the world, and then I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, and I mean it performed marvelous, but I didn't understand how this fight is actually making my plant grow until I got something that real needed some real light. It was like,
That
oh,
part.
okay, yeah. So the hydroponics do something for the shorter statue
Hmm.
plants, but then when you go into things that require more vigor, more, you really
Hmm.
need to hit that mug, you
Hmm.
gotta step it up.
Let's see.
I
I
built my
started with
own.
the click and grow. Now, if you're not familiar with the click and grow is exactly what it says it is. It's a little
Mm,
pod. It has the seeds in it, and the nutrients is already inside of the pod. So you don't have to add any A or B or anything. You just add water into the reservoir and you pop the little pod in there and turn on the light, and you got greens coming out. So that's what I was introduced to because that was my first tabletop hydroponic unit. And I'm still growing in that today also. Working pretty well.
I had two of them. I bought one off of Craigslist, which is like Facebook Marketplace, but it was a lot of other stuff on there. But that was my second. That was the first one I bought. Then I bought a one from the actual
The
place
click
or
and
whatever.
grow?
No, the Arrow Gardens, and
Oh, an arrow
I
garden.
broke one of them. Yeah, and that was just
Oh,
what was available then. And there
okay.
wasn't
Yeah,
many
yeah.
units like that. And I started hydroponics early because I started to watch. 2018 is when we had the earthquake here in
Yeah.
Alaska, and it really messed me up. November 30th, I'd never forget that. And I thought about,
Mm-hmm.
if I wasn't able to go home, what would I do? And that's why I have a bug out bag in my trunk. That's why
Right,
I have a whole tire in my trunk. I did
right.
that because it traumatized me to be all the way out there and wanted to come
I'm
home.
sure it
And I
did.
had my family here, and it was like, oh
Right.
man. And I started investigating and looking at ways to grow food because it's
Mm-hmm.
cold here. And I bought things to grow outside. And I said, there's got to be more things that I can actually implement into growing. And then I was following John Cola and all of these other people. And then
Mm-hmm.
I seen somebody that looked like me led, and I was like, what? And I was just
Mm-hmm.
infatuated because it's like, okay, grapes and all this other stuff. And I was like, wow, I can do it. And then I met the gardening community. So
That part.
yes, off grid world. What's up with you? I see
If I
you
must say
did
so
that.
myself, our gardening community is awesome. Do you hear
You
what I'm
already
trying to
know.
tell you? And if you don't hear what I'm trying to tell you, I will repeat it again. Our gardening
You
community is awesome.
Yes, 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 yes. The
Mm-hmm.
simple, that's what I use, the simple plug and play kind that I saw on Mike's.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the one that Mike has, one of the ones that Mike has is this Mufka, whatever it's called. The biggest reason why we like this specific one is because
Mm-hmm.
it emulates the Aero Garden where it delivers the water directly to each pod. Now, some of the other
Right,
systems they don't do that, but some of the other
right.
systems have more advancement as far as they tell you how many days the plant has actually been in there. But your
Mm-hmm.
task can do that. It also tells you when the water is low, but you should be monitoring your system anyway. So there's all of these like advancements that these systems give you, but as you get
Mm-hmm.
bigger with the system, you're gonna need to monitor different things because one day I checked my water and it was good, and the next day or the day after it was almost empty, and it was because I must have bumped it and the water was actually leaking out. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they was like they had that gangster,
Yeah.
like, hey man, come help me. Yeah, they was struggling for sure, for sure.
But yeah, I started doing hydroponics back in totes when I was watching people cut the tops out of totes and put the tube in and all that. I did a whole bunch of systems like that. And then I was just like, man, I got too much stuff in here to be just so, yeah. Eventually, and then this is how I discovered that I prefer clay pebbles over pods or
Mm.
plugs or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, because I had to keep buying the plugs. A lot of my starts, I wasn't getting good germination, in my opinion. I don't know if it was the hole was too deep in it or whatever, but a lot of my seeds would rot. And when I transplanted, I had a hard time transplanting. I don't know. It was just a big ordeal for me with the pod. So I eventually came over to majority of clay pebbles, which I use right now. I only use like a couple of the pods that I have left out of my click and grow because yeah, those are different than the pods that come in the arrow garden.
Yes. With the clay pebbles, I've
Hmm.
done a couple of clay pebbles where they just sit after they germinate. And people
Hmm.
also use this right here, which is rock wool for
Oh yeah.
placement of their seeds. I don't
Hmm.
like this stuff,
Me
but
either.
I got tons of it though. I'm telling you, because I was using it
I
in the
do not
beginning.
like, yeah, that stuff
I was
mold
using it.
extra fast. Like, I don't even see how people have good success out of that. I guess it's all in the place or however you use it. And I just wasn't conducive to that type of, no, I just didn't, that wasn't for me either. But a lot of
I
people do
stopped.
have good results with that.
You also can use cotton balls. Um,
Oh, really?
I've seen it done.
You
Yes,
know, I
I've
heard
seen.
somebody say a cotton ball, and I thought in my mind, yeah, you cottonly crazy because ain't no way something is. But now that I think about it, if you can grow in tissue paper, why can't you grow in cotton? So,
I, I
okay.
s- I haven't actually used it. I've actually
Mhm.
seen it done. One of the people that I follow is Kang Star. When I'm gonna be growing this melon, because I was gonna set y'all up with, um, I was gonna do the live in my garage where I have my plants. But there's a lot of going on in there. I'm transitioning the chickens out and stuff like that. So, and then it's super dusty. But I was gonna
Right.
show, certain elements of my grow and um cotton balls seem
Hmm.
from what he showed it can
Mhm.
work, so I'm going to eventually use it. But I have some melons that I want to actually do. I was going to move them over, put them into my grow tent because they was on this just storage shelving. It was just
Right.
storage shelving that I was actually having on, but it's not going to be warm enough because it needs that enclosure to actually,
Right.
it needs to thrive. Just like what sometimes when people have tomatoes or whatever outside, in the
Mhm.
South, like over there where CC and um, Sifting Some
Growing big
Soil and
things.
all these
Yeah.
other peoples are, where they're at, their plants sometimes don't bloom in the heat of the summer, and it's because it's not their needs are not being met. And
Right.
sometimes they notice that, hey, as Texas gets a little bit colder, as Georgia, great state of Georgia, sorry, the great state of Georgia starts to get a little bit cooler, the plant starts to thrive and flourish more, where you're getting a bountiful harvest, and it's because you got to
Right.
provide the correct environment to the best of
Right.
your abilities.
Right.
Barry says I'm in the wrong place. I need to fill the store between my toes and feet. Hey man, I hear you. I hear you. And everyone is speaking to everyone. The off-grid world asks what nutrients do we prefer? Is just the Maxigro. They have a line. You can screenshot that. They have three nutrient levels as your plants mature that you can actually grab. They sell
Mhm.
them on Amazon. Um, when this live finishes, I'm going to go buy one for my father. So if you don't get it, they only have three left. I don't know the size of them. I just know that I have them in my Amazon
Mhm.
cart. I knew it was four, and I'm just
Right.
gonna say three, but
Okay.
I hope not everybody grabs one.
Right.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
just gonna
Look,
be
I'm going to
honest.
tell y'all a nutrient line that I use also, and it's called Fox Farm. Now, Fox
Ooh,
Farm has a lot of different type of. What you say, TT?
ooh.
But yeah, Fox Farm. Now the reason I'm only using the Maxi Grow Veg is because I still have a water soluble line from Fox Farm for my blooming purposes, and that is a 3-part, which is Cha-Ching, Beastie Blooms, and what's the last one? Anywho, it's 3 of them. And they all go according to how the plant is developing. So I'm not needing the bloom right now. And I'm doing mostly greens and lettuces and stuff right now for my hydroponics because we indoors, so I don't need to grow a lot of other stuff, but I do have like a cucumber. But anywho, yeah, green is for vegging, and pink is for blooming and vegetables with the Maxi Grow line.
I love it. I have used it, but then I got
Mm-hmm.
into this, which is called Raw. They do not sell it
Mm-hmm.
anymore. They actually have a YouTube. They had a YouTube. Well, the YouTube channel is still available, and they had some kind of scientist on there. I
Mm.
use that loosely because I don't know his credentials, but he has on the
Right.
white lab coat, so it makes you feel or think that thing. So I don't know. I don't even know if he said
Right.
it yes or no. But
Right on.
this is something that I've used. This is the nitrogen. You have to cut this really,
Right.
really. You have to cut
They,
it. You
what's the
know,
other 3-part system that a lot of them use? It's got Epsom salt, calcium. It's a
master
3
blend.
master blend. Yeah, now
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one too. A lot of people use that.
I have it. I haven't used it yet.
I
Part of the
haven't used it
reason
at all. I just know about it because a lot of people use it.
I haven't. I haven't.
Okay.
I've heard great things about it. It's definitely designed um, for fruiting plants. You can do
Okay.
really good with fruiting plants. If you just want, like sometimes when you're in, 80, 90 degrees weather, you can't produce your lettuce. Having a hydroponic system in the comfort of your own home may be a big
Right.
advantage to where you don't,
See that?
we
See
should
that?
not be buying any lettuce at these stores.
At all. Oh my goodness. I was
No
mad. Man,
lettuce.
I'd be so mad. You know what? Sometimes you have to. So yeah,
But
because it happened to me.
after this year, nobody
And
should be
I was
buying
mad about it.
lettuce.
Yeah, now
No,
that's something
unless
I
you
just have
travel.
to pass on.
If you're a
It's
traveling
horrible.
nurse or you do traveling or something like that, of course you're not going to have the time to. I understand that. There's always going to be exceptions to everything in the world. Nothing. There's not too many things in life that we come
Right.
across that is going to be black and white. There's a lot of times there's that gray area. And if you
And
travel a
these
lot, of course you're
lettuces,
not. Hmm?
they taste different. You have to
Yes.
develop a taste for greens in order to know the different tastes of the greens. There are greens that actually taste like citrus. Then you have your bitter greens. You have salty greens, and you just have greens that don't taste like nothing. Like, what is
Mhm.
it? It's nothing. It's a mouthful of water. So you have to decide what type of lettuce, just like kale, they all have different tastes, but each leaf has a different,
Nasty and
even
nasty.
texture. Did you say what?
Nasty and nasty. I don't like kale. I've tried it. I got another type of kale growing right here. But when I first ate it, I'm like, why are people eating this? I'd rather
What?
eat collard greens. I don't like kale.
I don't understand.
I don't like it. I don't
Mm,
know.
that is
Maybe it was.
unfortunate. I love me some kale. I sure
That's why
do.
I'm growing it myself because
Look, I
I've
can even
yes,
eat
yeah, I
collard
have.
greens raw now. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
can. Because I've been eating
Mm-hmm.
so many greens that it just transitioned over into, yeah, let me see what this is hitting for, and it's hitting. So therefore, yeah.
For sure, for sure. Hey, Shiny 2003, let me know what you're talking about. You say build a drop nesting box, that way they can't find them to eat. Tell me a little bit more so I can figure that out.
Hey,
Excuse me, I
Gina versus
understand what
Gina. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I just wanted to make sure it got out there real good.
who that Gina here you said? Who you said?
Yeah.
What up, Gina? How you doing, girl? Shawnee Groves, hey there, how you doing? The educated natural. Everyone is speaking to everyone. People are hitting the hitting GTJR in the chat to drop their link. Yeah, Shawnee Groves, she does a lot of research. Let me see. Off Grid World says my father-in-law got us a hydro grow tower. Plans to grow salad stuff during winter. Hey,
Yeah, that's what
that's
I got, a grow tower, and that was my intent, is to grow art, because I've been when I tell y'all I was saving my little dusty coins to I found what I was looking for. That's exactly what I was doing, and it's working out very well. The system that have is called an ELFSys, and it's a tower system, and it's mainly ran off of NFT, to which I just learned how to do this growing season, which means I don't leave my pumps running the whole time that my plants are growing. Right now, I have it set up so that the pump comes on for like 30 minutes, maybe every hour or every 2 hours, but it does not constantly run, because when I was doing my deep water culture and my other stuff, I had them pumps just constantly running unknowingly, but now I know that you don't have to have the pumps running all the time. And I only learned that during the NFT.
mm, I when it comes down. Hello, Mary Grow with me. I see that someone spoke to you. I did not see you, but hello to you. It's a couple of people that spoke to you. When it comes down to deep water culture, DWC, that is my favorite way to grow.
My favorite way to
Some
grow too.
um I love it. That was the first thing that I
Mhm.
was introduced to,
Me
and that's where
too.
you take
That's
a
my
tote
first
or a
garden was deep
bucket.
water culture. Yep, and bucket. And I chose 3 because I didn't want to be hauling around no 5 gallons. So
I did
all my
5.
buckets are 3. The only 5 gallon buckets I got, I use outside for my compost tea,
Okay, okay, that
because
makes
I
sense.
ain't gotta lift
And
them up. They just sit there.
right, right. Basically, what it is you have an air stone. I don't now. You don't need an air stone, from what G Mama say in some instances, and Lady Cheryl also. She does a lot of growing. She got so
Oh
many systems
boy.
over there, and then she
Man,
got the
that
mason
jungle
jars.
garden is beautiful. Yes.
Oh
Oh, she got
man,
everything over there.
yeah, it's like she
Yeah.
transitioned from her old home into being there with her family,
Hmm.
and it's like she still can be fruitful. It's like if you have a desire to grow, you're gonna grow.
Exactly.
Situational is not gonna stop you. If you
You
don't
gonna
have the
find
$40
somewhere
to
to
buy the
put that plant.
hydroponic system, save a little bit. $5 here, $5 there, and then you'll be able to have the money to get it. If you
That
want it,
part.
get it. But save
That
just a
part.
little bit. $40 could be
Hmm.
a lot of money. I got one job
Hmm.
now, so I understand completely. But what it
Hmm.
is deep water culture is when the water and the roots are submerged in water, and you have some way to aerate. This is called a air stone. Some people call them bubblers. They have different kinds. This one as well. This is one that you can get from Wally World, Walmart. Y'all know what it is. And this is a long one. This is like if you're gonna do lettuce in a one of those long totes that doesn't have a depth. A there's it's not for plants that have big roots. All plants have like information on how big their roots are, and use those suggestions to see what you want to grow as far as hydroponically to match it, like with moringa, I'm not gonna put moringa in this. I can, but I'm gonna be clipping. clipping down below. So it's going to be some clipping that's going to be applied to
Mm-hmm.
that because it sends a big long taproot to the bottom. And a lot of other plants, that's what they do. They actually go down to the soil and they grab, or if it's in hydroponics, it goes down, gathers the nutrients or whatever, and it keeps on. That's the design of that plant. But all you're doing is you're taking a bubbler, you're putting it inside. If this was a tote, all you would be doing is you'll be making a hole or something to put the plant in, and then you would just be using a some type of aerator. I don't know what this is called, but it delivers air. There's different types of
Aerator.
pumps. Yes, there's different types of pumps that
Air pump.
deliver whatever. What in the world? There you go. Goodness gracious. That deliver. This one right here is a submergible pump. If you
Yeah,
want
that's what I
to,
use.
this is a different kind. This actually is very small, but it
Mm-hmm.
still does the job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's gallons per
They'll
hour, I
tell you
think
on
it's
the
called.
package how many gallons of water that the pump will actually do in a minute.
Yes, and that goes for height as well, because sometimes you need that height for it to actually deliver the water up high to so it can recirculate and then come back to the reservoir or whatever however you're circulating the water.
Yeah.
There's different types of systems. You can use something as simple as
There's
a
an
net cup.
attachment that you can get also to put on the top of those pumps because I had mine hooked up like a manifold, and then I had the manifold on top of um the submergible pump, and then I had sprayers coming out of my manifold.
That's that's what that's my example of a cloner. I made one of those
Mhm.
because I bought one for $50 and it was a small little manifold. And I'm like, wait a minute, how do you make
Yeah,
this
that's what
thing?
I did. I made a little round tube and I stuck the little irrigation pieces in there.
Sprayers,
And
yep,
then I
yep, yep.
put the plug on the bottom of the manifold, and then I put another plug on the top of the submergible pump, and then I did it like that, and it sprayed out throughout my bucket.
Yep. And that's when you're doing well, I used those when I was doing clones.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I say that word? When I
Mm-hmm.
was using little seedlings
I was
or
bubble
things like
crazy, and I just thought I was doing something. I was
I was
adding more
enjoying.
air, adding more
Yeah,
air and bubbles.
and I think that maybe with aeroponic, no, because and then you have a timer. But I built mine because
No,
I
in
watched you.
aeroponics, the water is not anywhere. It just comes out of the misters in aeroponics. It just comes out and hits the roots and it goes away.
Okay, okay, okay. So that would be on
Versus,
like a timer or something.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Mine was it was just it was the sprayers, and then as the plants get bigger, then it would just drop down to the
right.
DWC, and
Hmm.
that's just the way I did it. And it was because I was
Hmm.
trying to grow a watermelon, and I
Right.
grew one, but yeah, it was small, and it was like, okay, I need bigger lights, and
Yeah.
it was a whole bunch of things. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, happy birthday, Shiny Grows.
A happy birthday. It's
It's
your
the other.
birthday. Happy. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Day.
All right, we done.
Oh, oh, about to ride. Let me see. Can y'all put links to items in the description of this video? I will try
No,
PIA. I will try.
when you do is
I.
in there on the computer, yo.
Hmm?
Change though, maybe.
Let's see. If make sure Gina, it's good to see you, girl. It's good to see you. I'm glad that y'all decided to come over here and kick it with us.
TWP was popping.
Who'd you
Silly
say?
Lily. How you growing? Ah.
What's up with your silly Lily? I didn't hit it for the first time.
Mhm. I don't see no more
Uh,
questions, yo.
I didn't realize it was so much information. This is good, and it can be as simple as grabbing just a one of those $40, $30 little um,
And getting
units,
started.
or it could be as complex as grabbing a tote and building one. I'd suggest
Right.
getting you one of these little bitty ones and getting you a tote, making you a tote. Oh man, I love it. I
Yeah,
love
I enjoy
it.
making my own too. And the
Yeah.
buckets, even though I hurt myself because they was thick plastic, I still like doing it because it was
hmm
mine, and I made it, and I'm growing in it, and oh, look at me, yeah. So, mhm.
hmm And with the totes, you have to be careful. Don't get those flimsy. Well, I
Ooh,
did not. Don't get the flimsy ones.
that part.
The if you get the no, I'm not gonna make that comparison. I like the yellow and black ones you get from some of the home improvement stores.
Rubbermaid, they
The
got thick
red and black as
plastic.
well. It
Yep.
got that. You need that thick plastic because if you're gonna do, but if you're doing 5 gallons, like
And do not do see-through plastic on nothing in hydroponics. Not nothing. You ain't got to see nothing.
mm-mm. If you're gonna do see-through plastic, what I would suggest is if it's a deal, because I've done this. If it's a
Mhm.
deal, I would suggest that you spray paint because if you do
Mhm.
not spray paint, I promise you, you're gonna have algae because you have the ingredients
You have to
for it to
block
go
out every inch of light. No light can
every
enter.
inch.
And you
Yes,
still won't be able to control the algae without cleaning. So make sure
it's a
your
task.
tubing is black, your air tubing. You want the air tubing to be black. You want the reservoir to be black or translucent. Translucent works.
And as simple as you want to grow, they have
Mhm.
made it convenient for you. Like some people, when they get the 5 gallon bucket because that's what they choose to grow,
Mhm.
the Dr. Witchy's tomato or something like that. They'll get the 5 gallon bucket and they'll use something like this.
Mhm.
This is a neck cup. It's just for a five. It's the
And that's a
circumference
big
of a
one.
5 gallon book for a 5 gallon bucket, and then
What's
you
that
just
about a
leave.
6 inch net cut?
No, this is 12, 14, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That is huge. You can grow a tree in there.
Oh, it is a 6 inch.
Oh,
Oh, the
okay.
basket. The basket is 6 inch. Yes, the
Yeah,
basket is six
that's what
inch.
I
The
was looking at.
circumference, yeah, the circumference of it is like
Yeah,
12 or
yeah.
something like that, and it just sits on top. And you put it on top of a 5 gallon bucket. You can do your thing. You can really
Yeah,
do your
mine was
thing
like
with it.
4 inches or less. I started my seeds in the 1 and 2 inch, and then I went to the 4 inch for my plants.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's all possible if you believe that um you want more from your plants. You know, they have different, like this is microbes. This is from the raw
Mhm.
line. This is microbes. So it just gives you, microbes supposedly.
Mhm.
The um and it says building living soil. I don't understand how they say that. But bacterial beneficial bacterial and fungi. This is from the raw
Mhm.
line. They don't sell this anymore. I haven't done
Mhm.
enough research to it, but I
They
mean,
probably
for it,
making it under somebody else's name now.
I don't know. They had a sale on it. I bought it all. I ain't playing. I'm like, what? Y'all getting rid of it? Yeah, that's our last. That's our last ship. Like for real? And they had like, I'm like, I'm gonna
Right,
have to get that then. Like
right.
they got cane sugar. Cane sugar
Hmm.
that's in a water soluble
And
form.
that's what I use. My blackstrap molasses is in a powdered form, and it's stronger, so I don't have to use as much. As a matter of fact, for a gallon, I only have to use a teaspoon. Hear me now? Not a tablespoon. That is like 3 of those teaspoons. Yeah, I'll be measuring stuff. But anywho, that's what you get when you use water soluble. You get more bang. Less is more. You can't You can't double it in order to get double the solution. That's not how that works. That's totally different math.
Hold on 1 second. Um, yes, you'll stress the plants out. It's just like with feeding a baby. If you give the baby honey before it's a year old, there's some kind of
Hmm.
problems that happen. So just be cautious. Too much, don't do it. Don't do it
Right.
at all. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so is there any veggies you should be cautious growing in hydroponics? Um, as long
Root
as you
vegetables.
have the system to support the plants,
Hmm.
it shouldn't be any problems with
I'm gonna say root
leafy
vegetables.
green. I ain't touching fruit vegetables.
Right. I'm talking. She said in hydroponics, right? That you
Yeah, is
should
there any
not be.
veggies? Oh, when she said veggies,
Oh, that you should be cautious. Yeah, root veggies because
you
they
right.
grow down. You don't
People
want
do
root
it.
veggies in hydroponics,
People
huh?
do it. I'm not doing it. Yes, they
Yeah,
have grown
no,
radish.
yeah.
They have grown radishes. They have grown potatoes. I've seen the
Wait,
videos, but
potatoes.
yes,
Oh, they doing
G
too much.
Mamu.
They
I'm
doing
not
too
with
much.
it. I'm not
Nah,
with it.
but I would
I'm not
not
with it.
do carrots or radishes or that'll tear up your system. Because you
Yeah.
cannot determine how big those vegetables are going to get with all those nutrients in there.
They have videos of people actually doing root vegetables in these
Oh,
systems. I do
Lord.
not do any. I don't
Look,
do.
now you're going to make me go be looking like, what? Who is
It's
doing
out
this?
there, and
And
they've been
why?
successful.
Bad as I
Um,
want to grow me some radishes and hydroponics, like, wait a
I'm
minute.
not doing that.
Mm,
I'm not
okay,
doing that one.
so
That's the
yeah,
only
I ain't
thing I
gonna do
won't
it.
do.
I'm just gonna be looking. I'm just gonna be looking, taking notes.
Yeah, Bob Brownlee said she grows her lettuce in the winters in hydroponic systems. Shawnee
Hmm.
Groves says thank you for all of that. Um, um, Tien said kale is good.
It is,
Okay,
it is. You gotta
okay.
try different varieties. It's
And
just
that's
like
what I'm growing
that.
right now. And I'm growing
What
my
you
own indoors to see. Like some people don't like Swiss chard, and it's because
right?
of the heat. The heat actually makes it more bitter. But if you eat it in cooler season, then it tastes different. So I'm
Yes,
gonna give
yes.
so I'm gonna give kale a try. I'm the only vegetable.
A
There is no
majority
vegetable.
of the collards and stuff like that, if you eat them when the cold season, they taste better.
There is no vegetable that I can think of that I won't give a second try or a hundredth try. I will
Mhm.
try it to see if I like it. Even when it comes down to horseradish, I don't like it, but
Right now, that junk will
I will
burn
try it
you.
again. I got some in the refrigerator. I
Right,
yeah,
right,
that's just how it is. Let me see
right.
the educated naturals. I have eaten raw collards during my raw vegan time. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just
Oh, look at
depends on
that.
the variety.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some said those are favorite ones. I'm gonna
What's
have
that?
to. Yeah, the Landis winter lettuce and the butter crunch. She said that those are her favorite too, her top
Oh
two.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
all
that's
taste different.
yes, yes, yes. Mary Grow with me say I grew up in ground gardening only, but I'm determined to have a delicious salad that I've grown myself in the summer. Yes,
Hmm.
these are goals. There's nothing. You're doing the best that you can with what you have available. That's all
Right.
it is. If it keeps you from going to the grocery store, it saves you money. You actually get a
Hmm.
harvest, and you actually aren't using pesticides. Then it's a win-win in my eyes. You
Me too.
find they have actual solutions that you can use that is organic. Okay,
Yes.
they have that. If that's like no, 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 then Okay, then they have
But you're gonna pay more
alternatives.
for that organic brand.
Yeah, and sometimes that junk gonna stink
That's what
too.
you're gonna pay
Just to
for
let
is
you know.
that organic name.
Yeah, that yeah, it gonna stink too. You use some of that stuff inside. It's just the concentration of it mixed with that water and not
Right.
having just the
What I'm
elements
looking for
disperse
when
that
I look for
smell.
my nutrients and stuff is certain certifications that should be on the product. If that certification is not labeled on that product, then 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to even waste my time looking at it, even if it is only $5. And the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I use costs $15 because of the fact that it's not certified safe. They have certain markets. Matter of fact, the number one is the is it OMRI or RMI or something like that?
Armory.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I look for. And it
Yeah.
should be like in brown letters or something in the corner
Mm-hmm.
of the
Yep.
package or in the middle or something like that.
Yeah, I had something that I was gonna show related to that, but I don't think I brought it out. With the raw line, I bought everything that they had. They had amino acids and all this other stuff. But one of the things that
Mm-hmm.
Bob Brownlee says for me to mix the kale in with other greens, which is mustard, turnips, beet greens, and collards. That
Mm-hmm.
is a good suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I said the same thing, GT, about kale. I'm just saying. Um, let me see, L Wanda. Hey there, how you doing? I hope you're still here.
Wanda,
Yeah,
hey.
everyone in chat. I just came on to say hi to everyone. I'm actually watching live on TV. I'm on TV. I'm on TV. That's what's up. That's what's up. L Wanda said, "No, I don't like kale either, man. For
Oh
real."
my goodness, y'all.
We
These
just
are
gotta
some
try different
delicious
kinds, right?
greens.
We gotta
I
try
hear,
different kinds, huh?
yeah, different varieties.
Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Everyone now
How
join the
you eating them?
awesome
Is you
live.
eating them when they real big? Cause you know big leaves, they is you want them young and tender. Shout out to Nikki, y'all. Them
What's
young
up,
and tender
Nikki?
leaves. But
Yeah.
yeah, you
What's
want
up?
them small.
I hear you. I hear you. What's up with you, K Renee? How you doing? Hope
Hey,
all is
Karen.
well. Yeah, she over there in that Cali. Hope
Huh?
all is well with you. I've never grown cabbage in hydroponics. Never have.
Yeah, no, I
That
ain't
that
growing that either.
and now I'm going. Let me see where my pen at. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be fairly easy. It can't be too hard to actually grow it. So, bubbler in my fish tank, Shiny Grow says. K Renee is speaking to everyone. I was definitely thinking fish tank. What are y'all talking about? Y'all hear my fish tank? Is that what y'all
huh?
talking about? They saying something about the fish tank. I don't know what they
Oh,
talking about. I'm cleaning it today. Today is I just my wife
no,
uh, huh?
I'm slow. I'm slow. I'm back. Go ahead. My
Okay,
fault.
okay. Oh, you now give me the same grace now because I fall off that edge all the time. Okay, I'm just saying, give your boy grace too. But
Like,
yes, I have a fish. I have two fish tanks over there. My wife told me, she said, "Don't you hear that sound?" So I'm gonna clean it today. I bought the brush, and I don't know where I put it at, but I'm gonna clean that so that I can actually put my plants in there because I still haven't used it. I needed all the bacteria from the fish to actually circulate through the fish tank. What I know, because I used to have a big fish tank when I was a single man, I had this 55-gallon fish tank, and I had, I mean, my setup was nice, and I had these Oscars in there, and they were big, and I used to put the gum drops that you get from like Petco, Pet Zoo, and all that stuff, and I used to put them
which
in there.
one?
Yes, but they're blood. They're blood that you give
Oh,
them to them.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then I would give them little bitty fish because the Oscars they were cock diesel like they've been lifting and stuff. They were big, and when I would put all those little goldfish in there, you'll see them just devour them. And I will put
Oh
other stuff in
wow.
there. But yeah, it was so. I know a little bit about fish tanks from then, and you have that culture or whatever has to be in the actual fish tank for your plants to actually thrive and for the fish to survive.
Oh, I didn't
Some
know that.
fish to survive. Yes, you. From what I understand, you just cannot take 24. You can't just take water that you let sit for 24 hours, put it into a fish tank, and then put fish in there.
Oh
That's what I
wow.
understood. No,
I did not
the
never. I ain't never took care of no fish like that, so I probably would not know anything like that. But yeah, I didn't know you had to wait.
from what I remember, but what I did is I added plants to it. If you add
Hmm.
plants to it, it is something about the the culture of the of live plants that live in water. How
Hmm.
it I don't know what it does, but that was a
Oh,
suggestion. So I have live plants in there. But
okay.
it's time to yeah. There's a few things that I'm going to be doing over there.
Okay.
Yes. Growing with Hudson said she said she has a lot of coffee containers. You can actually use those. Just get the 2-inch net pots or use a little yogurt
Hmm.
container or whatever. Just make sure that it has drainage. You get the leca, little balls. And G Mama had made a suggestion about when you're using leca balls to make sure that they do pretty well, which is
Hmm.
um, boiling them. Correct?
Yeah, boiling actually sterilizes them and it removes that first layer of grime that's on there because they have a lot of dust in the beginning when you first buy them. But even once I use them, I still boil them. Once I take the plant out and I get ready, before I put another plant in there, I'll boil them because it sterilizes them. It removes that salt buildup and anything that's on there, and I can just start fresh all over again.
For sure.
That's why I
So
like them
I'm
because I can keep reusing
see. I'm gonna use what G Mama suggested because I have a boiler for different things in the
them.
garden.
Yep.
I have like I dedicate different things because I don't want my
Me
wife
too.
to say, "Why you just got that out of the garage, didn't
Exactly.
you?"
And I shall be like,
Ain't
that ain't what you
we don't
finna
need to
bring
have that
here.
discussion. Separation of it. So I have one that I use. I have a whole bunch of that is for the kitchen, and then I have some directly for
Yep.
my garden. Just like with
Yep.
my refrigerator, I have a small
Hmm.
refrigerator that's directly for my garden. That's for
Hmm.
me.
Now
I
that's
have the
what I would
room and I
want.
had
I
the
want me a little
finances to
small
do it.
refrigerator because yeah, I need something for my little small items that I need to keep in the refrigerator too. That's a good idea. Something like
Yes,
a
like
little one of them little pop refrigerators that just
right,
hold.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need one. Yeah, because that'd
I have
be
one of
killer.
those in the
Awesome.
garage. I keep my ladybugs in there because there's a
Yeah,
difference
that's what I would keep
in
in there.
between.
My beneficial nematodes and all of that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got use for it.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I just
So
didn't
I
think of
have,
it. Thanks a lot.
yeah, yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
yeah. And coffee containers, you can do a lot. You can set them up the way you need to.
Mhm. That was
Coffee
one of my
containers.
first pots because I used to watch all the videos about giving wigglers coffee, and I don't even do it no more. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't like it.
On the bottom of a lot of containers, um, this is food grade because
That's the
it
best
housed
one. That
food
hold
in
about a gallon, don't it? Or a little under a gallon. A
it.
little under a gallon.
They put them on sale. I am a sales type person. Shout out to Gina. She's
That
all
part.
about savings and stuff. But
Right.
this right here is they was on sale for $9. I do not buy things from Starbucks. I don't have that type of money.
That
I,
part.
I just not mean. It's just not me. So I like this coffee that I just drunk. It would cost me $3 in the store, but this big old thing right here was $9. $9 and some
Hmm.
change. So it's cool. If I wanted
I
to
feel you.
add other
I'm fair.
stuff to it, then I would. But I drink my coffee primarily black.
Hmm.
Because I didn't used to drink coffee because I got ADHD, so it would mess me up. So,
Mm.
but now my body's adjusted to it. But That's what's up,
Closest
Hudson.
I
You
come to
can.
coffee is cappuccino. I can't. I need a lot of sugar if I'm gonna drink that stuff. So it don't even make no sense for me to do that.
I can dig it. I can dig it. TWP Popcorn. What's up with you, man? I didn't. I think G Mama did speak to you, and that was the person that she spoke to, but I just could. I didn't hear what she said. Silly Lily, what's up with you? How you doing? You finally made it to a live stream. Yes, that is what's up. That is what's up. Glad to see that. Make sure that we speak to everyone. People are saying happy birthday to Shiny Groves. Crash Out Gardner. What's up with you, man? That's my guy, Micro Farmer, right there. He
Yeah,
told me the
I had
name.
no idea, Micro. He be doing too much.
He's doing it. He's doing good. I mean, he picked Crash Out Gardner, and I
That's
was
my
like,
guy. I
I'm like,
already know.
wow.
I just didn't know about that. He done snuck in here with another channel.
Yeah, he get it in for sure, for sure. It's so
I
good
see
to
you.
see
I
they're
see you.
talking. Oh, I just hooked mine's up. Yeah, let me see. Everyone is speaking to everyone. I can show mine's now. Okay. What's up with you, Howie? Food forest permaculture. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're getting down in this chat.
Fish poop fertilizer on Amazon. Just substitute poop with the real name poop. Don't want to type. I seen that product. I think it's got a picture of a fish on a hook.
What are you talking about?
That is crazy.
What?
The product. Crash Out Gardner said they have a product called fish poop fertilizer on Amazon. Just substitute the poop for the word. It's called fish poop.
Oh.
And I said, yeah, I seen that, and it looked crazy. It looked like it's a fish on a hook, and I think the bottle is like silver or something. I'm like, what? Yeah,
yeah, that
and
price.
It's a pretty piggy.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Now, does the smell still linger? I seen that they offer it at Wally World as well. I
don't know. I never used it.
I'm not using it. I mean, I don't have. I'm a pass on that
anything because, like I said, when you get those water soluble fertilizers, they last for years and years. I'm not talking 1 or 2 grows. I'm talking however many grows you can get within that year and the next year and the next year, because you don't use that much when you use water soluble versus when you're using the liquid, because the liquid is going to take you a couple of milliliters, at least a tablespoon or more for each one, and you got to figure you keep using it, it's going away, and you're going to have to buy another bottle and another bottle, because I did the bottle thing, and that's how I know.
Yes, true. This is from experience, and off-grid world say experiences are fun. We aren't supposed to be able to grow sweet potatoes where I am, but I've got slips going, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna always push the envelope when it comes down to growing, and it's about providing the environment and timing.
Right.
Sometimes the part of the reason why seeds don't germinate. Do you know? I just learned that with what is it? Coriander. What's the other name for it?
Cilantro.
Yeah, those little bitty balls. You're supposed to crush them, or you're supposed to snap them.
I didn't know that
either. America showed me.
Yeah, Urban Garden Chronicles told me about crushing the seeds. I said, what?
I didn't know.
Nah, I
for
got a
years.
Whole pot. Like, hey.
For years, I did not know. And then I was watching Jamaica.
Because I was actually dropping them in my hydroponic unit whole too. And I'm like, why these doggone cilantro seeds is not germinating? I know I done put more than 3, 4, 5, 10 of them up in there.
Yeah. That's
where
that research come in at. I was really shocked. And like sometimes people say, oh, my celery won't grow. My celery won't germinate. Sometimes we have to provide the correct like playing field for it. Like when
Yeah.
it comes down to like pepper seeds, it needs that heat base. So you
Right.
put it on a heat mat, and I use a heat mat to actually get my pepper seeds to germinate quicker, and it's
Mm-hmm.
more reliable for me. For me, it is. Some people
Mm-hmm.
do it alternate ways, and that's cool.
And
But
all seeds do not need to be covered with a layer of soil. Some seeds need light to germinate.
amaranth, some amaranth, they need 1/8 of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, and
If
one
it
eighth
says a light
is,
dusting, then you don't want to put a clump. Like that's too much.
mm-hmm, yep,
But anyway,
yep,
what are we
yep,
talking
yep.
about? Okay.
Hmm?
I'm like, I don't know how I got on the soil topic, but okay.
Oh, in Grumwood Hudson said the yellow and black ones are in clearance right now for about $7. And which size are those? Like when they had the 5 gallons at one of my hardware store, I went on about five of them, and it was
Oh
because it
yeah.
was like $4. They were $4, 5 gallons. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to use them right now. I could store these away, and it's under
Yes.
$20. And I know eventually I can use them. I know eventually
Right.
I can build whatever I need to build, and it's
Right.
actually I can put them if you're growing vertically because you have just say you're growing on the balcony or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually use vertical if you have the sun penetration enough to grow your
Mm-hmm.
plants. And
Right.
hydroponics can get you there quicker because it's sitting in water. That means you're feeding the plant directly, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to take that much space. So that's a good deal there. Yes, the black and yellow people used it. I did a short video using black socks and suggesting painting or electrical tape around the growing
Mm-hmm.
container. They're talking about the cracking method. In the cracking
Oh yeah.
method, you want to keep the light
Long as you
out.
block the lights out.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with, oh, I got a root. I got a root. This
Uh-oh.
is this is my fig cuttings. I have 100% germination. I mean,
Okay.
100%
Well, figures.
rooting. I have 100%. And I
That's
have the
what's up.
little, y'all see that right
Okay,
there?
let's grow. Let's grow. I
Yeah,
see
that's
it.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why, I have it in this so I can see, but then I put it in
Mm-hmm.
here to keep it, so that the algae doesn't
Right.
form. But around the rim, the algae will form, in some cases. Man, that's the first
Mm-hmm.
time I seen the root. But
Okay.
I got, yeah, they're growing the tops. I got these
You don't put nothing on top of your
125.
soul?
Huh?
You don't put nothing on top of your soul?
Like perlite, I do.
Yeah. Okay, because
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
that'll keep it dry up there.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just like what it was my wife don't want me to have the stuff in the kitchen in the first place. And I had it all straight during the holidays, and then it was like, okay, these cuttings coming in the mail, I need to get it in. So I'm gonna have to just do it. I mean, this is,
Well,
I
that's
mean, they're growing.
containable. Yeah, that's containable. Yeah.
Yeah, I have them, and I can't put them out there because I have the window open in the garage, and they need to have that consistent temperature. And having them in
Yeah.
the garage with it, I mean, it's warm outside, but still,
Right.
I need that consistency. So I kept them in
Yeah.
here, and in a week, I'll go ahead and put them outside.
Mm-hmm.
AK Crawling, what's good with you, man? It's kind of warm here in Alaska. If you still here, huh? It's like 32 degrees, huh? Shiny Grove said, interesting. Oh man, I wonder what she got. I wonder what she talking about. She do a lot of research. Yes, she do. Oh, Hudson, look at Hudson. Hudson done went and found the playlist. That's what I'm talking about.
All right,
Hudson done went and found the playlist.
right.
Oh,
Let's
appreciate
grow.
you. Farmer Marshall, what's up with your urban gardener? How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Can set up an aquaponic system. We grew romaine lettuce and green onions. It never tasted better. Wow. Aquaponics is one of the systems that if it was warmer here, I would totally do a whole lot more when it comes down to aquaponics. Having the fish waste feed the plants is ideal. And I'm actually going, I have two small systems over here. After I clean them, then I'm gonna go ahead and put the plants in there and we're gonna grow. Yes, but aquaponics, I support that there.
That's
See,
something
when the
I ain't
world grow
never
potatoes
tried
in
was
there.
the
Yeah.
fish aquaponic.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's
With the real
yeah,
fish in
it's
there.
they had those back to our roots little containers. They hold like a gallon, something like it's
Right.
excuse me. It's nothing for real. But I grew plants on I grew plants on there, and we had the earthquake, and then it really made me say, you know what, you need to step this up. You need to have seeds, you need to have weapons, you need to have security, you need to have cameras that don't connect to the actual system as far as Wi-Fi. You want them to actually be reliant on just power.
Right.
And I had to just make adjustments in my life because as a man, me being who I am, how I think,
Mm-hmm.
my job is to try to provide and protect. So that means that if something like that happens, I need to provide for them to still thrive. So
Right.
just having that available for them, that means that I did a good portion of my job. Let me
Right.
see. Yes, research how to build living soil. Having living soil is very essential. Learning how
Yeah.
to revitalize that soil as well. Those are things there as well. When it
Right.
comes down to soil in my raised garden beds, what I actually do is I put scraps from the garden, from the grocery store or whatever, and I bury those in the soil. And after a while, the worms come into the soil. We're gonna
Right.
get back down this chat. I grow root vegetables in my hydroponics. I grow no root vegetables. I hear you. I hear you, Barbara.
That part.
Yeah. Gina said, I love kale and Swiss chard. They are staples. Yeah, she just had all that lettuce
Mm-hmm.
though. She had a
Look, she just
gang of
sent me
lettuce.
some scarlet kale and baby, it's germinated. Yes, indeed. How to me? Know that.
Yeah, know that. I got some
Mm-hmm.
scarlet kale over there. That's what's up, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
I love the burn of it makes me feel like I'm doing something good for my body when it comes down to horse. Yes, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. It hits you back here. Ah, but I feel invigorated. So I understand what you're saying, Hudson.
I done switched
G Mama
all
said
my
no.
peppers. The only pepper I got growing that's hot is my purple cayenne. I ain't growing no more hot peppers. I don't need them. I'm
Mm,
good.
I got a lot of them grown. Some of them are very, very pretty, and I actually
Mm-hmm.
want. I'm not even gonna say, but yeah, there's some pretty. I got a book full of peppers that are just, what are they called? Like F1s, F10s, and
Oh,
stuff. They're hybrids.
okay, right.
Yes, and I actually want to make my own. I watched videos on how to make your own F1.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
It's
Armory.
easy
So
to
we
do.
way down the chat. Kale chips. Kale chips are good. I have
Yeah,
made kale
I
chips in a
made my
dehydrator.
yes. I could not wait to harvest my first kale. I was in there like, hey, making me
Yeah.
some chips.
Gloria Elliott Gardening. Hey there, how are you doing? If you're still here, thank you for coming over here. We are moving down this chat. We just discussed about the poop of the hydroponic system on Amazon. We talked about that. We was
No, you
talking
do
about
not use fish fertilizer in hydroponics. No way, no how, nowhere close.
that's going to be a after that's going to take some adjustments for your nose. I'm learning so much. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
wow. When it comes down to hydroponics, I love it. I'm not going to stop. I'm always going to
Me
grow
too.
it. When it comes down to, I love it. I love it.
Me
I mean,
too.
there's going to be advantages and disadvantages on anything that you eat. I mean, anything that you consume, anything that you partake in life. That is just life. Nothing, everything is supposed to have a little challenge to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're here on this earth, you will be challenged some
That
part
part.
of your life. That is a requirement. I don't.
Hmm.
Life is not going to be that cushiony to where you're not having diversity that actually challenges your like ethics and things like that. It's just life, you know. And if you invite, just different opinions, sometimes it makes you think.
And
So
hydroponics keep you thinking.
yes, 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 yes.
That's what I like about it because you constantly learning. It's not the same routine every day. It can be routine every day, but if you mix it up and keep a plan together, then everything should grow fine.
Yes, powder does last long. This powder
Yes,
right here was bought more than a year ago, and
yes.
it's
And that's
still
about how long I'm going on, and I still got a half a bag.
yes, and like these are sealed up, and I bought these more than 3 years ago. When I
Mm-hmm.
get into it's just about time. Once I get more time, then I'm gonna take this growing to a whole new level because I really enjoy it. So
I
I'm just
put
waiting for my
moisture,
time to be better.
those little moisture bags. I got moisture
Hmm.
bags inside of my powder solutions too, so they don't get hard and dry because going in and out of them makes them dry out. They lose their moisture. Yep,
Ooh
get you some of
wee.
those moisture, so they don't
Yeah.
release the moisture.
I use those for I have like beans and peas, rice and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and
drop them
different
in there.
candies I have in Mylar
Yeah,
bags, and I use the
and they
absorbers in
ain't
there.
gonna be hard because it'll stick together once that moisture start leaving out of there and getting
Yeah.
hard. That's how I managed to use mine for so long because I kept those
Okay.
packets in there.
Okay, that's a good one. There, I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
do that one. Silly Lily says, start a worm farm, and they'll give you all the free fertilizer you can use in your
Oh yeah.
garden, and all that you feed them, your kitchen scraps. Yes, when it comes down to a worm farm, I have a worm bin that I bought for like $5 at a garage sale. I seen
Hmm.
it on Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, they don't even know what they got. So I went over there, and they had they had it out there, and then I looked around at everything else. I'm like, what kind of other treasures do they have here? And I
Right.
grabbed it, I put it up there, and I didn't have time, but it's still an investment because I don't have
Hmm.
time to build a worm bin, and the juice. I don't know what else to call it, but the what comes out as far as liquid form that can
You just
benefit your
made me
garden as
forget
well.
because it's called leche.
Who?
That's what comes leche. That's what comes out of because I have a verma hut. You babies just lose the like. What is he talking about? I can't think of the name either. But that's what it is. Everybody think it's worm tea, but it's not worm tea. It's the exudate, which is the poop and the pee of um the worms, and that's
Hmm.
what comes out along with the water that you are using, or the in my case I use food scraps, so the water from the food scraps that has drained down there also goes down there. But yeah, I have
Yes.
a Burma hut, and this is my second one because I had to downsize. I had a bigger one, but now I have a smaller one. And the reason I
Hmm.
chose the Verma hut is because I'm used to working with layers. And every couple of months, I know to rotate my beans. And plus, I started marking them now. So that helps me keep track of when I rotate my beans. So, yeah, I got worms in all of my containers. And that's, yeah. And after the winter time, like right now, I'm just doing my harvest and things and keeping my worms in order because once the spring comes, that's when I go outside and I add more to my containers.
Mm. I'm gonna get into the worms one of these days. When I get more time,
Hmm.
I'm definitely gonna get into them.
They
Hey
are
there, Glacier
easy.
Shark. How
I
you
only do
doing?
something with them like once a week because I don't
Mm.
have that many. Once my population get up, then I'll probably be in there like twice a week.
True that. True that. Remember, y'all, GTJR in the chat will drop your link. Glacier
Hmm.
Shark is here in Alaska, if I'm not mistaken, and they do fishing, cruises, and stuff like that. I've seen them in my chat before, but I actually went back because of Hudson. Hudson had made a comment in one of my older videos, and she said something. I was like, you know what is she talking about? Let me see what I said in there. So I ended up watching the video, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I did say that. And so it really, like, investing into your channel to put out information or content that actually feels good to you. Sometimes you might not get
Right.
the clicks and the likes that you actually think you deserve,
Right.
but it's a body of work. It's just like
Right.
with some journalism. When you get into journalism, you see that everything isn't going to capture this type of audience. It might
Mm-hmm.
grab this, and eventually people might come back to this, but you still
Mm-hmm.
got it. You know, you still
Right.
got it to give it.
Because they're gonna
So
trickle in slow.
right. For sure, for sure. I never had problems going so. I have never grown it successfully from seed because I did not know that you should pop it. I didn't know. I didn't know until I
Right.
seen what she did, and I'm like, what? I was like, I'm gonna do it too.
Mm-hmm. I didn't
But
have a
I don't like
problem growing it
cilantro.
either. It's just this year I had a problem growing a couple of things. I only got one doggone butternut squash. I had 5 of them out there. I ain't
Mm,
getting no passion fruits because somebody was out there or something was out there eating them before I could
mm,
even get to them. Yeah. And
mm.
they kept popping up, and every time it seemed like they would wait for the flower to close and take the doggone fruit. Like, wait a minute. I didn't even get a chance to cover it up.
I can dig it. This is Glacier Shark. This is motivating me to grow something. I just pruned my outdoor rose bush and raspberry and currant plant. Currant
Yeah.
plants. I have the black currant plant that I bought off of Amazon, no, Facebook Marketplace, and I bought it
Mm-hmm.
from this like Russian lady. I think she says she is, and it's
You got
beautiful.
black
It does
currants?
black currant. I got a black
Okay.
currant that I bought from her. And as soon as I seen it on Marketplace, I was like, "Oh man!" And she had many, so I was like, "She know what she's doing." She had the
Mm-hmm.
Roselli. I mean, not Roselli. It's some kind of plant that's used for cough. And she had other things, and she knew exactly what she was doing. She was getting things that have medicinal
Cuban
uses as
oregano or
well.
the Vicks plant?
I have the Vicks plant. I propagate those. Those are one of the easiest plants to propagate
Mm-hmm.
for real. The Vicks plant
Right.
is that Cuban oregano Vicks plant. Other
Okay.
names that people
Yeah,
go by.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy. No, she had another plant that actually survives in Alaska. It
Oh.
starts with a R. I have the video. I just didn't put it out, but I bought it. I bought it last year, and the black
Mm-hmm.
currant came back this year, and it was bountiful. So I'm putting it in the ground because it has shown its true colors. It's saying, "Hey, look, put me in the game, coach." So
Mm-hmm.
hey,
I know that's
put the
right.
put the number on her back, and
Right.
she gonna ride out for sure, for sure.
I had that
Yeah.
champagne currant, but it didn't make it during the move. My white currant did, so I still got my
Mm,
white currant, and I still got my yustaberry, which is a currant
mm.
and a gooseberry
That Jasterberry. That
together.
Jasterberry. Oh man.
Yeah, and it's
I,
delicious. Oh my goodness.
I love it. Is that the one that tastes similar to a plum?
It kind of did. The texture was like a plum on the inside.
I love it. I
Yeah, it was
have one. I
good.
have
I liked it. It was sweet.
yes. I love it.
Mhm.
I Jasterberry, and then there's another name that goes with it, or that it's a combination. I got it from Costco, and it was like $30. So I got those. So yeah.
Probably
The
another
double.
gooseberry or another currant.
I don't know
No,
what
it's
it is,
probably
but
a
it's
gooseberry because it's a cross between a gooseberry and a
mine's is purplish, blackish.
yeah. Mine is
Yeah.
all blackish, like unless I let it stay on there too long. This was the first year it fruited.
hmm Castings 55 asks what kind of fig do I have here? I have many different types of fig. This one right here, you'll have to look it up yourself. This is I can't pronounce it.
Thank you, Jane
And
Doe.
and here's one more that I have. Atreano. Y'all, I ain't finna embarrass myself no more with that. I ain't finna say it out loud. No.
Right.
This one right here. Malta. Black. I don't know. I wrote that squiggly.
Yeah, I can't.
Did my son? Did somebody else write that? Goodness gracious.
What
It says
happened?
black. Marius, I think. I get my fig cuttings from
Food by
uh,
faith passes.
what's up with you? Hey girl. What's up, food by faith? Yeah. So I have a couple of different types of figs because figs have different profile. I've never produced a fig, so I have them here. So when I make the transition to get the chickens out, I can actually do everything that I suggested. I have a brand new grow tent over there that I'm eventually going to put into the garage once I remove everything associated with the chickens and get the dust out. Then I can go to my real garden sanctuary in my garage. But it's going to take time. Things that you want to actually thrive and provide exactly what you want, you actually have to put some energy into it. So it's going to take a little time. Thank you for the congratulations on
and
the
shout
fig.
out to
The
Odom's
fig is going.
Homestead because that's where I got all my figs from. He hooked me
What's
up
up with
with
your Odom?
a
Yeah, shout
couple
out to
of them.
Odom Homestead over there in Tennessee. Doing it nicely.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
figs
yeah.
for my zone. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. A couple of people said that they got some cuttings from them too. Yeah. I just found these people on Etsy and I just ran with it. That's what
Right.
that is. AK Crawlin said, "What's in sleep out of the camper?" Then my wife and the dogs did the same. Okay. Americans say and Canadians say a. Huh?
Well.
Silly Lily said that. See y'all later. Bye. Looking forward to. Hey there, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Thank you for coming over here and visiting with us. We are having garden conversations. A lot of it has been based off of hydroponics, but we're gardeners, so we're going to talk about things related to gardening. And we're going to tell y'all about our experience. Aquaponic systems was indoors. That's what's up there. I think about getting a 55-gallon fish tank, but it's just right now I really don't have time. But aquaponics is a good way to go.
I've been thinking about getting the dragon fruit, like the indoor type. I didn't even know they existed until I was looking around online, and I found out they got 3 varieties that you can grow indoors. Dragon fruits.
You can't grow the regular ones indoors? I got the regular ones indoors.
Don't they grow like 20 something feet?
You limit their growing space, I thought.
Right. I don't know. I just know I think them like they had I think one of them was called a yellow Peter and an Edgar, and I forgot what the third variety was. But those are small, and they make small
fruit.
Yeah.
That was easy enough.
Don't make the big what is we talking about? Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. Okay, I can dig it.
The dragon fruits that's for containers only grow the small. They don't grow the big dragon fruit. That's what I was trying to say.
Yes. I have a couple of dragon fruits in my garage. I have not maintained them the way I'm supposed to. They have been growing. Some of the actual cactus that grows from the cuttings that I have, that when it leads up is the same size. They're actually starting to change color. Yes, the thing about it is time. If I
Hmm.
had more time, I would actually have way better success, better experiences, more to share.
Right.
But I'm doing it because I know that I want access to fruit. But I also
Right.
have to maintain my lifestyle, which causes me to have to work two jobs. Now I
Right.
don't have two jobs, so I have more time. But I
Right.
have to put my time into other things. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I seen that. I was
clothes.
like, oh, as much as I be seeing people with dragon fruit, specifically juicing with Jay, but yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
I
try
got some
dragon
dragons.
fruit in the house. That's what made me want to try it. Like, I can't, I ain't got no pot because I'm looking at everybody and they dragon fruits and they is huge. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that in the house. But as I researched some more, I discovered they have some for containers and indoors. I was like, what?
Yeah, you probably did. You did a lot more research than I did when it comes down to it. But I did get some cuttings from Jay and
Hmm.
other people on Etsy, and it's because I want to try. And I
Yeah, I
tried. I
want to
seen that I
try it too.
can grow them, but as far as getting the fruit, I haven't made it that far, and it's because I haven't put enough
Right.
time and energy into actually doing
Hmm.
that. One of the things that Crash Out Garden says closed circuit cameras on the home is great and connected to a solar system is the best. Yes, solar system, a solar setup is ideal. Yes, I didn't even think about that. I thought about actual having like a battery or a solar generator actually maintain that. But yes, closed circuit cameras, grid down situation. My let's say my crash out gun is a fish on the toilet is some kind of fertilizer, or do you use in hydroponics?
Right. What happened?
Do you like wasabi?
Ooh,
Wasabi
that's
makes
high,
your
ain't it?
oh man, that
That's
green
what I
stuff
can't
that
do.
when you buy like
Yeah.
sushi.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I tried it. My son tried it, so I had to try because it was like I want to see what you're talking about. Let's see. He's like, oh,
Right.
daddy, it hurts. Gotta spit it out. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right then, daddy gonna try it too. I'm microphone man, an easy cloner. I turn it
Yeah,
into a
nah,
large.
I'm good. I'm over the hot stuff. Just make my I like spicy now. There's a difference between spicy and you can't taste your food. And I like to taste my food.
Wasabi is spicy, not hot. It's
Mm.
a I don't know. I don't even know how to classify it.
Mm.
Like it's not
Is it like
hot.
horseradish?
That's exactly what it is.
Oh wow.
And it's intense. It's intense.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. Mm-mm.
Bro finger in the way, Luke said. Because I'm scrolling. Luke said bro finger in the way.
Oh
I'm
wow.
scrolling, man.
And that part.
I got some potatoes and carrot cuts to try and start in some soil. I have a couple of cool full spectrum growing lights that are LED. Full spectrum grow lights are the best ones for me. I really, really
Yeah, I
love it.
use full spectrum
Gerald
too.
Navarre, hey there, how you doing? How you say that name?
Mhm. Cheryl
Cheryl?
Norris.
Yeah, Cheryl
Mhm.
Norris. See, I got somebody that can help me say it a lot better than what I said. You see, when I can't say it right, I say it all fast. So it's like, what'd he say? Don't worry about it. It's okay.
That part. It was close.
Hey,
Close enough.
if you, whatever your ailment is or your issue is, cover it up a little bit. That's what I just did. I said it real fast. So it's like, did he just say? Yeah, I did. But I
And
said
it
it
worked out
all
very
the way
well.
wrong. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But it's
Lord.
good to see you. Thank you for coming over here. It's a liquid casting in
Mhm.
a solid your worm bin can use indoors or outdoors. That was what you was just talking about.
What happened?
Let's check.
The liquid casting.
Everyone is speaking to everyone. Keep strolling,
Okay.
GT. You're almost here. I'm almost there. Yes, I am.
Send
So
us
I'm
some
glad that everyone.
soul.
Oh, Mona here.
Mhm.
What's up with you, Mona? How you doing? Which seeds need to be cold stratified? Um, there's a few.
That part.
Um, yeah, there's a few. If you put into Google what seeds need to be cold stratified, it will give you a list. Like I got some seeds. No, they're in the
A
garage.
lot of herbs,
Hmm.
strawberries sometimes.
I got strawberries that I did on the 16th. I was supposed to do them on the 13th, but I didn't put them in the refrigerator, so I started them on the 16th. I got to go switch the chickens too. So
Mm.
then they'll start to grow better. This would be my first time that I remember the experience of growing what is it called, strawberry from seed. I don't remember the first time.
Yes, and
And
I just discovered that alpine strawberries grow better in the cold, and I want to say they may be perennial in the cold as far as zone 3
mm, I just
alpine
started it.
strawberries.
I just
I got
started
me
them.
some yellow ones, and I
I
got the
got those too.
seeds for the red ones. So yeah, I ain't gonna be struggling with them other strawberries no more. Cause I'd be mad trying to mulch them and bring them in and bring. I don't want to be doing that no more. I
Yeah.
want to leave them out
Silly.
there and have them show up when they supposed to show up.
Yeah, I love bare root strawberries because they come back every year, and because I put them in a
Mm-hmm.
raised garden bed when they what are those things called again? I forgot. When
What?
they multiply, um, the raspberry has a oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the strawberry when it grows, it
A runner.
actually yes, there we go. Yay. It has a runner. And if it's in the raised garden bed, then it'll go ahead and attach itself, and now you got a new plant. So
Here's the thing with the alpine strawberries. Alpine strawberries do not produce runners. They produce more clumps. They grow by clumps. Yes, I've been growing them from seeds. I've been growing the yellow ones. I didn't do the red ones yet, but they do not produce runners. They grow
mhm.
by clumps.
See, that's what research gets you, y'all. If you research a little bit, you'll have more information to share
That
with folks.
part.
That
So
part,
yeah, they can take that one to the bank and Google it. Alpine
for sure.
strawberries do not produce runners.
Silly Lily says, always have a nail file in the garden shed that are seeds that need to be scraped, popped for germination.
Oh
Yes, that
yeah,
is something. Yeah,
tweezers are good to have for those small seeds because yeah, I didn't find that I didn't think that I would be using tweezers, but I do, or either a toothpick and you can just wet the tip of the toothpick and poke it on the seed and then you can get your little seed inside of the small hole. So yeah.
for sure. Garden Growing with Hudson says I have a problem with delicata squash, but y'all need to try the zucchini. That's not the dark green one.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The zucchini. I never grew either one
Okay.
of those. But I did
Hmm.
get some kombucha that I'm gonna try to grow this season. I
For
heard
sure.
great things about that, and I want to see what's popping. You can even eat the skin too. Like, wait a minute, what? Let me. I'm all about eating the whole vegetable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. What's up with you? How you doing, Food by Faith? I know I said it, but I'm going back down this chat and Capaneer. Oh, okay. They know how to say it. I don't. Thank you. So everyone is speaking to everyone. Micro dropped his channel. AK Crawlin said he's from Texas. Okay. Food by Faith, that is always awesome to be able to trade amongst our own community. Yes, Odom does have fig cuttings. Okay. Odom got
Mm-hmm.
me a fig growing right now. I love it. That's what's up. Mary Grow with
Oh,
me.
oh, one
Yes.
time I got somebody at my door.
All right, go ahead. You can mute it if you needed to. Food by Face say I'm excited to get established in Germany so that I can set up my growing area on the patio. That's right, you was making a big move. I do remember that, growing. Um, Food by Faith. Make sure you hit GTJR in the chat so that your channel can be shared. Crash Out Gardener, micro farmer. You can use a 55 plastic barrel to grow fish in in to use as an aquaponic system. You are correct, micro farmer. Let's see. Everyone is speaking to everyone. Harriet, Miss Harriet says, "Thank you. This has been very informative. Leaving the bushes need to go." All right, then. Thank you very much
I'm
for
back.
coming here. Whoop whoop. Um, G Mama, I have seen some really big ones. I don't remember
A
what she's
really big
talking
one.
about
I don't
because
remember.
I've been running my mouth.
Me too.
Everyone is speaking.
My mind ain't long as a grain of rice right now.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I do not
What's
know.
up with you,
I do not
Mona?
remember what we was talking about.
Yeah, it's been taking me a while to get down. Looks like people are speaking, so we're getting down this chat really good. I know my thumb is in the way. Most of the time, I would have the the screen flipped, but because of how my charger is, at it you can see my finger this time. Let's see.
Right.
Some
Hey,
seeds
Laura's
need cold
Garden.
shut off. Who?
Laura's Garden and more.
What's up, Laura's Garden? How you doing? Shiny Grows says some seeds need cold stratification. Plus, when you go to plant them, they need light to germinate. So always read up on each individual seed. And sometimes they may
Hmm.
take you 5 minutes to just take your computer out of your pocket or your pocketbook or off the table and boom, put in the seed and it'll tell you some information. Screenshot it, save it for later if you don't got the time. Yeah, get it in. Oh, she said runner too. So I'm not too far behind. Barb Brownlee says rosemary and lavender. I just put some in the fridge last night on paper towel in a sandwich bag.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially lavender.
Now they said wet paper towel in a sandwich bag is different than just putting a pack. I have a pack. I have a pack of lavender in my refrigerator right now.
Hmm.
That's not cold stratification. That's
Okay, I don't understand why not.
from what I understand, the seeds need some type of when it's cold
Moisture?
stratified. Yes, it's something about that. Now, not to say that them being in the pack, I don't think so. I think
Yeah,
Google
because
it.
it seemed like once that part.
Google it. Ask Google in the pack
Because it
versus
seemed like
wet
if you
paper
put it
towel.
in a wet paper towel and you put it in the refrigerator, it would stimulate it to grow.
Exactly. No,
Okay, I guess.
I agree with what you're saying. But I have one that's in a pack. I did not take it out of the pack. And
Yeah,
that
I
was
do
because
too.
but I
Yeah,
don't think
I
I'm
have
supposed
seeds
to do
like
it that way.
that too. I don't take them out of the pack because I figure if I put it in in the wet paper towel, I'm ready to grow it.
Okay. Well, I put them in there because I wanted to grow them. And they've been in there for 4 years.
Yeah, I do that too. But here's the thing: you got to be careful about putting seeds inside of a cold spot because of the climate change. Because some
Hmm.
seeds will collect moisture on the inside and make it a dud, so it won't germinate.
Hmm. Pink hibiscus. I love the name. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you. I forgot how to say your name again already. Um, wow, good information on alpine strawberries. I bought seeds. I have to see when to plant them.
Oh yeah, you can plant them anytime.
Yup. Laura's
It takes
garden is
about
speaking.
it takes a long time. It's gonna take over a week, maybe two, to germinate strawberry seeds. So be patient with those seeds.
Hmm. Psalm says, I'd be a little concerned that the pack might form condensation and become a risk for mold after taking the pack out. Okay. I don't
I
know
use
much about
paper. I don't use plastic too. What you preserve your seeds in makes a big difference also.
Mm. True, true, true. Shani 2003 said I was going to start my herbs and cups today. It's cold enough to put them outside for cold stratification. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Mhm.
Silly leave one corner open on the bag. Yes. Well, when I use the heat mat, I leave one corner of the bag open.
Oh
We have
yeah, so
made
they
it to
can
the.
escape.
hmm I have made it to the bottom of the chat. Me and G Mama have had a great time
Yes,
conversating with
indeed.
y'all. Yes, yes, yes. If you're on the replay, I thank you for making it this far. If you're here right now, I appreciate it. Y'all provided
Yes,
information.
indeed.
Y'all had
Yeah,
us
yeah,
laughing. Yes, y'all asked some great questions. I'm glad that we did this.
yeah.
It was cool. It was something
Mm-hmm.
that we just put together really quick,
Right.
and it turned out fairly well. Turned out
Yeah, it
fairly
is.
well. Yeah, we had a great participation in the chat. We had viewership here. Hopefully, we had at least half of the people that pushed the like button. That's
And
all I
thanks
would
for
ask
sharing it
for.
out, everybody who shared us out.
Oh, okay. I see. I
Yeah.
forget to say that because I don't. If you share it out, thank you. If you don't,
Mm-hmm.
I okay. It's
Yeah, I seen a
cool.
couple of shares fly by while we were talking. I was like, oh, look at that. That's nice. Thank you, Candy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
That's much appreciated. I really do appreciate. Oh wait, what's that? Um, thank you, Jane Doe. Jane Doe, thank you. I'm actually
Thank
gonna
you,
put.
Candy.
I'm gonna put your channel in the description. That's cool with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna put your information in the description. I was gonna do it before, but I had a lazy night. Yeah, lazy day. So I was like, man, I'm finna go to sleep. Had to do my two
Right.
notes, and I was supposed to do some other stuff. My wife looked at me sideways, like, really? So I got a lot. Like, I wasn't even supposed to. Like, when I heard something about gardening yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Then I thought about it, like, you're supposed to be doing something else now. Like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to, because I hit a little depression for about an hour, but it
Right.
was like, you go through little spurts, little spells or whatever. So I had to talk to my
Definitely
wife
know
real
about
quick.
that.
Yeah, she put some perspective on it real quick, and most of the time I stay real, real positive. I can forward think. I can actually, grab the positive of things. But last night I was struggling for a second. But, you know, and I was almost going to cancel the live, but I was like, man, I need to do this. I need to do that. It's like, no, this brings me joy. I'm going to take this
Right.
joy and I'm going to embrace it.
Right.
And that's going to make the rest of my interactions with people and everything else even smoother, because I've had it's like some of the reasons why we actually garden is because it's a stress reliever. It takes
It is.
away
Yeah.
that reality that people play games, people gamble, people do other things to relieve
Right.
that stress. And
Right.
actually, from us doing this, our type of therapy as far as gardening actually produces us some good food.
Relaxation.
We get that good food. So find your balance.
Right.
That's what it's about. Find your balance. If hydroponics ain't for you, it ain't for you. If you want to
Right.
further investigate it, do that. But do something. Do
You
something.
gotta grow in order to know.
Say it again.
You gotta grow in order to know.
I like that. Anything you would like to say, G Mama, to the community?
uh, Not really. Thanks everybody for being here, and we appreciate y'all questions. And if we could be of any more assistance, just let us know.
Yes. Please let us know. It has been fun.
Yes, indeed.
Um, I'm glad that everybody, yes, we feel free to stay here. No, my wife would probably say something to me then. No. And when you know better, you do better. Okay,
Growing
she don't
whatever
have to
you.
say nothing for me to be like, you know what, go do something. You know, you can't spend your
Right.
time here. So yeah, I'm too old to not know better. So nah, I
Right.
can't. No, it is unnecessary. It's in the 20s and the 30s. It's 32 degrees here. Yes. Karen's
Ooh,
little garden. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming over. We're about to leave, but I thank you for coming over. My chickens just laid an egg. That's the noise.
oh
They
wow.
they gave me an egg. Yeah, so I got breakfast, y'all. Yeah, they
Well,
bust one, but now I got one that I can actually eat. Man, my knuckle is very, very ashy. I put on lotion before I got on. Yeah.
right
I
on.
just my I'm yeah, I used yeah, I'm just like that. But man, it's dry. Okay, Shawnee dropped her link. Let me try to keep my finger out of here. Because Luke said, move your finger, man. I'm glad you came through, GT. Yeah, I was about to counsel it. You know, mental health is
Mhm.
real, y'all.
Yes,
You
it
better find
is.
you an outlet. You better find you an outlet. If you
Mhm.
don't, it'll consume you. And you know, sometimes it's hard to dig yourself out of that corner, out that hole, out that ditch. So
Right.
find something that brings you joy. And you
Mhm.
have to have that internal joy. That's where it comes first. You better love
Right.
yourself. Look in the mirror long enough to actually appreciate that you get to live this life.
That
It
part.
comes with struggles, it comes with heartache, it comes with a lot. But be
Mhm.
thankful. Be thankful. But find you something that's actually going to give you a little bit more. What's up with you growing what I eat? Hey man, you caught the tail
Ooh,
end, man. We about to get up out of here. Yeah, we about to get up out of here. But we thank you for your viewership. Hopefully you was able to hit that like button. Um, yeah. Every people are still speaking. Question and answer. Yeah, MLK Day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I get to stay home because of that. I enjoyed the live GT Junior. Thank you, Miss Gloria Elliott. I thank you very much. Let's make sure that we address everyone. That's right. Mental health is real. It's real. It's real.
yes, it
It's
is.
it's it's no joke. Love yourself better than you love anybody and anything in the world. Now, when it comes down to innocence of kids and others that can't protect themselves, yes, you're gonna divide that balance of love differently, but love
Right.
yourself for real, for real. All
That
right,
part.
y'all. Hydroponics live that me and G Mama did, it went great. I
Yes,
thank
it is.
everybody that was in the participants of it. And we gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna hit y'all with this going out video, and we gonna catch y'all later. It's GT Junior grows it, and
G Mama grows hard in the garden.
all right, y'all. Have a good one.